Okay, so we're doing our core and more today. We're going to start with the feet about hips distance apart. We're going to take those shoulders way up by our ears. Big inhale. We'll take the shoulder blades back, and then the fingertips reach all the way down. We'll do that shoulder roll one more time, all the way up, straight back, all the way down. Let's circle the arms all the way up. Hands come on our hips, hips back. We're taking a tuck round and a roll slowly up to standing again, just moving through the spine, finishing with the shoulders set back. We'll do it again. Big inhale, circle, lift those ribs, reach, hands on the hips, hips back, and a tuck round and roll all the way up. So we're going to take the right leg out to the side. Stepping into the side lunge, we want the right knee over the ankle, and we want to drive our hips back so we feel that inner left thigh, okay, a nice big stretch. We're going to lift and shift. So we'll lift the body, stand straight, exhale out to the other side. We shift the body weight back. Inhale, stand tall, exhale, out to the right. Inhale, center, exhale, left. Kind of rolling through those hips. We're going to do that twice more each side. Just loosening up our hips, our hamstrings, all along the inside of the leg. The next time that we come back through our center, our straight legs, we're going to keep those straight legs and hip hinge, reaching the top of the head forward and our hips back so we really feel those hamstrings. We're going to take a nice deep breath here. And then slowly, we're going to start to drop the hips, bending the knees, and then a tuck round and roll up from here. We'll roll the shoulders at the top. Good. We're going to turn our heels in and our toes out. So we've got some inner thigh, outer thigh, hip, and glute. We're going to tuck that tummy in, nice and tight. We're going to drop straight down into a wide squat. Let's look down and adjust the feet so that they're under the knees. And adjust the feet so they're under the knees. Keeping tight through the core. We're going to take a little dip down, squeeze the buns as we straighten the legs to the top. There we go. Down wide, squeeze to the top. Excellent. Core stays tight all the way through. We're going to take two more. Good. This next one, we're going to drop down wide. We're going to hold the belly button in. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. We're looking for that rib cage lift. Then we switch left. Pull in through the belly to switch. Push. In through the belly. Right arm pushes up. In through the belly. Left arm pushes up. Good. And we're holding this wide squat or wide plie. One more time. Each side. Both hands on the hip. Let's straighten those legs. We're going to turn the toes to point forward and have a little softness in the knees. Arms go out wide to the side. We're looking for windmill. Right arm, hip hinging, right fingers reach towards the left leg. Inhale, center. Exhale out the other side. So we want the back. Stay long all the way through. Looking for rotation through the waist. Our shoulder blades are down and relaxed. Good. We're going to take one more on each side. Last one here. Good. Hands can come onto the hips. We're going to turn the heels in, the toes in, the heels and the toes until we come all the way back to center. We're going to release our arms and sit back into our hips. Right leg comes back into a curtsy. So right leg, we shift the body weight back, come to center. Stay right leg. We'll repeat. Good. Keep going. Right leg curtsy. We're looking for that left glute and left hip. Option, taking arms, making that into a full curtsy. Good. We have time for about two more. Last one. Let's switch legs. Left leg, same thing. First one, maybe we find a little balance as we shift. Bring it in center. Good. Driving into that left heel, or right heel, I should say, to bring us back to our center. About 20 seconds left. Good. Hopefully the body's starting to get a little bit warmer. Good. Last couple here. Perfect. Through our center, we're going to work a little bit more hamstring, coming into an airplane, Feet hips distance. We're going to take that right toe behind, up and in, locking the belly. Arms can start at your hips or wide, but it's a hip hinge. We're starting to lift the back leg just because of the hip hinge. We get long and parallel to the floor, and then slowly we stand tall. We're going to stay with the same leg, okay? Same leg. So right leg by the hip hinge brings us parallel to the floor, and then slowly we stand. We have the option of taking arms wide out to the side, or you can make it more challenging by having those arms overhead, fingertips reaching in one direction, leg in the other. On your next time down or extended, let's go ahead, pause there, hold and breathe. So you're reaching through the fingertips, whether they're wide or out in front of you, and you're pushing through that back heel, drawing the navel in tight. 3, 2, 1. Slowly stand, release the arms. Get that shoulder roll, take that all out, loosen everything up. Let's get ready for the other side. We'll settle into the hips, get tall and lifted, extend that left leg behind. On an inhale, we'll hip hinge, getting parallel to the floor, and then slowly standing tall. We have the option of the arms, either out to the side or out in front if you're looking for more challenge. We're keeping the core tight all the way through the movement. We'll take one more single, and then the next time down, let's hold it down there. This way we can really focus on the length. The back heel pushing, the fingertips reaching. 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back to standing. Roll those shoulders all the way out. Fantastic. Okay, let's bring that heart rate up a little bit more. Sitting into our hip. We're going to take right leg, and we're going to bring it out to the side, and then left leg comes in to join it. Now we can stay low and take a step, or you can actually turn it into a bound, a leap. Your choice, okay? We're going to go for about 40 seconds here to bring that heart rate up. Good. Keep low in the hips, braced in the core. Good, starting to burn calories now. That'll carry us all the way through the rest of today's activities in this class. Good, about 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, a little catch of that breath. All right, so we're gonna take our right leg back into a lunge. We're going to tuck the hips under, up and in through the navel, fingertips on the hips, okay, on the hips. We feel a little hip flexor stretch, okay, a little hip flexor stretch. We're going to bend that back knee, lower down into a little bit deeper lunge, and then stand tall, extend or straighten both legs. So we'll come down, bend the knees, stand tall. Body weight stays centered, and the back stays long. Feel a lot of quadriceps. Big stretching there. Two more. Last one. Let's hold this one down. Pull that belly button in. We're going to extend arms, drop the shoulder blades, looking for a rotation. We're turning our chest towards the front knee, that left knee. So we're turning our chest. We rotate Come back to center with the body. Leave the legs there in the lunge. Hold the lunge. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center with the body. Hold the lunge. 3 more. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. 2 to go. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. 1 left. Good. Hands release to the hips. Let's step that leg together. Give them a shake. And then we're going to set up on the other side. So left leg goes back into our lunge. We tuck the hips underneath. Find that hip flexor stretch. Brace through the core. Hands start on the hips. We're going to loosen up this front leg. Bending the knees. We lower down into a lunge. And then we straighten the legs, stand tall. So just really working through the front of that thigh. We're going to take 2 more. So the next one, we're going to hold down in that lunge. Really drive the navel in. Let's extend the arms, drop our shoulder blades. Keep the shoulder blades together on the exhale. Through our waist, we're rotating, turning the chest towards that right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Good. 3 more. One last one. Good. Hands release to the chest. We step together. We give those legs a little kick, little shimmy, little shake. Feet come in hip distance. Arms release at our side. We're going to take a jump rope. Okay, take a jump rope. You have options. One option is just lifting the heels, so pressing into the balls of the feet, working the calf. The other option is sitting a little lower into our squat and taking an actual jump, feet barely leaving the floor, staying nice, quiet, and soft, okay? We're gonna run that for about 45 seconds. Let's sit the hips back, draw the navel in, and find our jump rope, whether it's just lifting the heels or taking that little hop. Good. Stay soft in the knees. Let's reverse our wrist. So whatever way you're turning the rope, let's reverse the wrist circle. Got about 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and let's kick out those legs. Big arm circle all the way up like we started. Hands on the hips, hips back. And a slow tuck round and roll all the way up to standing. We'll release those shoulders. Okie doke. Let's go ahead. We're going to get ready to come down to the floor, to the mat. We'll stand behind our mat or have mat out in front of us or space out in front of us. We'll pull up and in. We're going to take that hip hinge. We feel a little hamstring. We start to bend the knees. Start to bend the knees deeper. Let's walk the hands out in front of us. We're going to come into a plank. We're going to bring hands underneath the shoulders. Draw the navel in and open the chest. Option on the knees. Okay. You could also take this to the wall or to a chair. Okay. So plank of your choice. Belly button up and in. We're breathing. Good. From here, we can either just hold the plank, or if you'd like more challenge to it, we're going to take right fingers, tap left shoulder, and then alternate. Okay. So it becomes a one-handed plank, a little shift of the weight. Core stays tight all the way through though. Good. 15 seconds to go. Good. Stay tight. 3, 2, 1. Find a child's pose, lowering down to the knees, extending the hips back. Full inhale, exhale. We're going to shift forward and come on to our forearms our elbows. So it's knees and forearms, elbows. Okay? Watch the neck. We want to make sure we don't sink into those shoulders. We want to flex the chest muscles and pull the shoulder blades back to keep us long. Make sure the knees are not too close, that they're underneath our hips, okay? Underneath our hips. Right leg pushes straight out behind us. We're pushing through that heel, and we've drawn the navel way in tight. We're going to take that right knee out to our right side, coming towards our right shoulder, using a little side crunch, and then extending it back behind us. So exhale, right knee, side crunch, right shoulder, extend behind, okay? Exhale, pull in, inhale, extend. Now working through this on the forearms, you can also opt, if your wrists allow it, to have the straight arm with the open palm, okay? So your choice, which way you want to go. If the wrists are tired, they don't like to be in full flexion, take the elbows. Good, last few. Really working that side. Last one here. Release the leg, shift the body weight, re-strengthen up through that core, extend the left leg out now, drawing the navel in. Same thing, bringing that knee towards the shoulder, towards the elbow, side crunch, extend behind. Exhale as you pull it in, inhale behind. So that knee kind of reaching out to the side. Really focus on those obliques. And you come back to center. Make sure you square those hips. Last few. Last one here. Good. Let's take that child's pose again, reaching hips back and maybe releasing those wrists and fingers as well. Good. We're going to shift now to all fours, open palms, straight arms. You can come down onto your elbows, your forearms if you wish. Belly button tight. We're going to extend the right leg, left arm. Right leg, left arm. More challenging here if you're on the elbow or forearm. On the exhale, we're going to switch. We're going to lower right leg, left arm, and we're going to switch, lifting the opposite limb. Exhale, release. Inhale, extend. Opposing limbs, extension. And then as you bring them in, the torso doesn't move at all. We're not rounding the back. We're not arching it. The torso is staying steady with just the arm and the leg, extending and then alternating. Last one. Good. Coming through the center, we're going to reset. This time, this one has to be done with our straight arm, okay? Wide open palm. We're going to extend the right leg, left arm, and hold it out there. Draw the navel in. We're doing an underbody knee to elbow crunch. On the exhale, pull it in. Give those abdominals a tug. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, extend. Good. So we got to focus on that belly button down low to draw that leg and arm in. Last one. Let's release. We're going to shift and switch. Left leg extension, right arm. Pull those shoulder blades back and down. Draw the navel in. On your next exhale, underneath the body, knee and elbow come together. Inhale, extend. Two more. Last one here. Good. Release. Round back into a cat. And then sit back into that extended child's pose. We want the arms to reach out long in front of us, those widespread fingers, and we're focusing on pulling the hips back to create length in our low spine. One more deep breath here. On our next inhale, we're going to shift forward into a kneeling plank. So we shift the body forward without moving the hands. We open up the chest. We're going to take a slow lower all the way down, or a chaturanga for yoga. We're coming all the way down with the elbows bending behind us, keeping the neck nice and long, all the way down onto our bellies. Then we're going to lengthen out the body up and into our pelvic floor. And we're going to take arms out to our side like a T. So we're anchoring the hips, pelvic floor locked, navel drawn up and in. Feet stay down for now. On the inhale, arms reach out to the side. We're squeezing shoulder blades together. And we have a little spinal extension where the top of your head's reaching forward. Your chest may elevate off of the floor. Slowly we'll lower. We'll lower the chest, we'll lower the arms. Inhale, drawing the navel in. We pull those shoulder blades together, but down. And then slowly we release. Okay, so we got a nice big T raise. Challenging through the back, both upper and lower. We've got a few more. If we have any back challenges, we can keep the arms tucked in tight and just focus on those muscles in the back, just flexing them. Last one. We're going to release. We're going to take hands underneath our forehead, and we can either stack the hands flat or we can make fists and rest the forehead on the fist. Okay, either way. We're going to keep our hips down. Our head stays down as well. Belly button super tight. We're going to lift both legs, pointed toes. We flex through the thighs and the tush, as well as the low back, to get the legs to not only lift, but to reach. So the toes are really reaching away. And then slowly we lower. Belly button in, we lift. We pause at the top. And slowly we lower. Keep going. Pause at the top. Slowly we lower. Really contracting through the core, the hips, the glutes. We've got time for about 2 more. This next one, let's hold it up there. Belly button in, flexed and tight. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lowering those legs down. Let's take the hands on either side of our chest. Pull the elbows in, then pull the elbows down towards the feet. Preparing to push up to a kneeling plank. Lock the belly. When we're ready, kneeling plank. Exhale back into that extended child's pose. Wonderful. All right, here we go. We're going to add some little push-ups. So let's take the hands a little wider than our shoulders, just a little bit, at the edge of your mat probably. The arms are fully extended without moving the hands. On the inhale, we shift forward into the kneeling plank. We open the chest, brace the belly, bend the elbows wide, and it doesn't have to be far. We squeeze the chest muscles to straighten the arms, drive the belly in and the hips back. Inhale, shift forward, kneeling plank, brace, little push-up. Exhale, pull in and reach back at the hips. All right, so this is our motion. If we have anything in our shoulders or our neck, we can simply do the shift forward and back into the kneeling plank, and then the extended child's pose, holding that kneeling plank a little longer if we're not doing the push-up. We've got about 10 seconds. Good. So this next one will be your last one. Let's make it your best. Really long. You've really set it up. You've led with your chest on the way down. You've squeezed that chest on the way up. And everybody releases back into our extended child's pose. Takes those wrists, gives them a little roll, one direction, and then the other. Let's come onto our side. So we're going to shift forward. We're gonna lie on our side. We're gonna stack knee over knee, hip bone over hip bone, and we're gonna lie our head all the way down on that bottom arm, okay? On that bottom arm. So head and neck rest. We're gonna focus on the core, and we're looking for length through the spine. So make sure that that spine is along the long edge of the mat and that you're not twisted, okay? Knees are straight out from the hip. All right, so keeping tight and taut here, tight and taut. We're gonna elevate that top leg to about hip height, no higher, okay? And we're gonna extend, point the toes way out front. So straight leg, toes out front. We're coming into a bicycle. On the exhale, belly button stays tight. We're dragging the leg back. We're opening the hip and hip flexor, bending the knee so the heel comes towards the hip, and then knee comes out front. So we're drawing the biggest circle we possibly can with our leg without the torso rolling at all, without it shifting. That's the core strength. Maintaining torso stability as we take full movement through that hip and hip flexor. We're going to take one more of this forward pedal or forward bicycle. When the heel comes to the butt, keep it back there. Push the heel further behind. Straighten the leg and bring the straight leg around front. So it's a reverse. Good. Maintaining hip level. Last one through. And the leg comes around front. We're going to keep it out front. We're going to do 2 toe taps out front. We're going to shift the leg behind as far as we can without rolling over. 2 toe taps behind. So front tap, tap, back, tap, tap. Good. Torso stable. Core super, super tight. Good. Last time, front and back. Good. When it comes out to the front, let's bring knees together over the top of each other. They're touching. And feet touching. Coming into a clam. Heels stay together. We open the knees. You should feel that top upper hip and glute and close. Okay, so just a clam. We do not want to roll at all. Okay, so our armpit, our rib cage staying connected to the mat. And nice and slow. Let's up the ante a little bit. Next time those knees are open, leave them open. Lift both feet, keeping them together off of the mat. So you have an open clam with the feet still together, okay? Close the knees, leave the feet together and elevated. Open and close. So we now have an elevated clam, a little harder, and you'll also feel that bottom hip. Two more. If this is too much, you can always leave the feet down. Last one. Let's lower the legs all the way down. Very nicely done. We're going to take your top leg out front, the foot coming on the mat. And then we're going to straighten out that bottom leg. Might have to adjust through the hips. Make sure hip bone becomes stacked over hip bone. Top leg's foot can go anywhere that's comfortable. Okay? Head still relaxed. Navel in. Flexing that bottom leg, the straight leg. We're going to squeeze the belly and the inner thigh to lift and lower the bottom leg to work that inner thigh. Each time we lift, we'll have to focus on the navel, supporting that leg weight. Next time the leg is up, leave it up, and let's take little pulses. So the leg doesn't lower all the way. Little pulses, we're feeling the inner thigh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly we lower that leg all the way down. We'll release the top one, bend both knees, We're going to take our top arm and put it out in front of our chest. We're going to use that top arm with the hand in front to press ourselves up. And then we'll release and swing the legs over to the other side so that we can lie down on the other side, still facing front. We'll set up, hip over hip, knees straight out front of our hip, feet stacked on each other, head resting in the arm, lengthened through the spine, tight through the abdominals. We lift that top leg so that it's at hip height, just hovering over the floor. Keeping the belly in. We're going to straighten that top leg and then start our bicycle. Pulling in through the belly, heel coming to the bum, and then the knee pulling it all the way around front. Good. Make sure we're not rolling. Last one, this direction. When the heel comes to the bum, we're going to push it back behind us more, opening the hip and hip flexor, straightening the leg. We bring it around front. We reverse our bicycle pedal. Last one here, big, huge circle. When the foot comes out front, we're going to leave it out there, toes pointed. We're going to lower that top leg 2 taps of the toe, then straight leg. Move all the way back as far as we can, 2 taps of the toe. Front tap, tap, and back tap, tap. Good. Core stability, hip flexibility. Last one. Good. Releasing through the center. Let's go ahead and set up for our clam. Feet together, knees together, first level. Just opening those knees and closing. Feeling that top hip and glute. No rolling over of the hips, rolling back. Good. Let's move into that second set, or that elevated clam. So we're going to lift the feet up, open and closing the knees, leaving those feet elevated if we can. Again, if it's too much, leave the feet down. Do a second set of the regular clams. Last 2. Good, last one. We'll release, we'll lower the legs down. We're going to work the inner thigh on the bottom leg. So we'll take the top leg, foot around front, straighten out the bottom leg, length through that spine, reset, pull the shoulder blades down, flexing that bottom foot, pulling into the navel to lift the leg and lower. Good. Head and neck are just resting. Next one, let's hold it up. Those little pulses. Trying to lead with the ankle, really feeling that inner thigh burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lowering. All right, let's take those legs, stack them so that they feel really good. We're going to roll back onto our backs. Okay, back onto our backs. You'll clear your space. All right. From our back position, first thing we're going to do is a marching bridge. Let's take our feet hip distance apart. Okay. Feet are underneath those knees. We're going to push through the belly button and the heels to lift the hips up into our bridge. We'll release the arms, allow them to hang by our side. You can also push down into the floor for a little extra stability. Maintaining the hips elevated, 1 foot at a time. We're going to pick up the foot with the knee bent, and we're going to march or step, alternating one and then the other. We're trying to keep the hips elevated the whole time. Foot is flexed. Big core challenge as we shift that body weight from one leg and then the other. Good, hips up, hips up. One more time, each leg. And then let's hold up in that bridge, both feet on the mat. We're breathing. For the descent, we're going to think about between our shoulder blades. And we're going to come down one vertebra at a time, folding in through our navel, touching each vertebra down to the mat, one at a time. Keep pulling in through the navel, slowly with control, until the entire back, hips and glutes end up on the mat. We're going to cross our left ankle over our right thigh, and we're going to take fingertips behind the head, above the ears. We're going to pick up that right foot and draw the low back down into the mat, looking for a rotating crunch. On an exhale, rotating, we're lifting that right shoulder blade and bringing it towards the left knee. Inhaling, we lie the shoulder blade back down. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, come back to center. Good. Make each one really count. Get as much rotation as we can. Five, four, three, last one. You're going to bring it back to center. Release the legs, uncross and recross. You'll have your right ankle over your left thigh, and then you'll lift that left foot. Feet are flexed, low back stationary, pushed into the mat. On the exhale, left shoulder rotates towards the right knee, and release through center. Working through those rotations using the side of the waist and the deep transverse abdominis muscles. Good. Keep pulling through the belly. Almost there. 5 seconds. Next one is your last one. Good. We'll release through the center. We're going to uncross. We're going to take hands down by our hips. Okay, hands down by our hips. You may want to put them underneath your hips if you have any back challenges. Okay. We're going to take both legs up towards the ceiling. Okay? Again, if you have back challenges, just scooch those hands underneath the hips for a little leverage. Okay? A little leverage. Turning our heels together so that they touch and our toes wide. We draw the low back into the mat, hold it there, alternating one leg at a time. It's a straight leg as it lowers. Exhale, pull through the belly, come back to center. Alternate, left leg lowers, exhale, pull through the belly. So one leg, then the other. To make this a little easier, okay, if your back is tired or you're finding it difficult, bend the knees, okay? Straighten the legs, bend the knees, and you can shorten that lever, okay? But if all's going well, it's a straight leg, lifting and lowering. And you can help work that inner thigh by turning those heels together instead of straight legs. Great exercise, especially for the lower abdominal region. Five seconds. Good, last one. Both legs go up towards the ceiling. We're gonna bend those knees slightly, Arms overhead, big inhale, okay? Arms overhead extended, big inhale. Back is in full contact with the mat. As we exhale, arms go wide. We draw the navel in. We tap our shins, maybe our knees, our thighs. Wherever our hands will reach into a crunch. Inhale, lie back down, extend the arms overhead. Exhale, pull the belly in. Head and shoulders lift as you tap your shins or your thighs. Inhale, extend. Now, if the back, again, it's a little bit of a challenge. The option here is to leave the feet on the mat. Okay, knees bent, feet on the mat. And either reach the arms towards those thighs or those calves. Good. Try to keep the neck relaxed. Don't focus on lifting it, but focus on the belly, pushing it way down into the ground. Last few. Last one, and let's hold this one up. Okay, let's hold this one up. Belly button is tight, fingers reaching towards the calves, the shins, back is pushed into the mat, neck is relaxed. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring knees into chest, lower the head if it's not already. We're gonna roll one ear towards the mat or towards the floor to stretch the neck. And then let's take the head the opposite direction. And the neck comes in neutral. All right, we're gonna take knees together, ankles together, 90 degree like you're sitting in a chair. Arms out wide like a T, chest open, low back into the mat. Side twist. The legs are gonna drift towards one side of the room. They're gonna come about halfway down and you'll pause. You'll take that big exhale to draw the navel in to bring the legs back to center as you roll back onto your back. So you'll reset and do the same thing to the other side. Legs will drift about halfway. Exhale, draw the navel in, come back to neutral or center. So just alternating side to side. Shoulder blades are staying down and in contact with the mat throughout. As you continue, you may be able to allow the legs to lower a little further, forcing us to dig a little deeper to get them back to center. We're going to take one more each side. So let's get it nice and low and pull in through that belly. Bring it up slowly, slowly. Lots of control, lots of challenge. Reset in the middle, and then we'll do the same thing, the other side. Final one. Slow as we can go. Pause, and then super slow, bring that up. Wonderful. Let's bring those knees into the chest, give them a hug. All right, tucking like a ball, okay? Exhaling. We're gonna draw our chest and our knees towards one another. Head can lift or head can stay down on the mat. On the inhale, we're looking for a double extension. Both legs straight, extend to a 45. Arms overhead, back is touching the mat. Belly button quaking. Exhale, pull it all in, tuck like a ball. Inhale, double extension. The head can be down. It does not have to be up. So if the neck is fatigued, allow the head to come down. Exhale in. Inhale, extend. very last exercise grouping, and then we'll do a few quick stretches. So hang in there, give this your best. On the next one, you're gonna hold it out and extend it. So next time you're extended, remember head can be down, arms overhead, legs extended. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knees into the chest. Great job. Take a little rock side to side. Good, let's take a hamstring stretch. So we'll put the left foot on the mat, extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. We'll flex the right foot. Enjoy a little calf stretch. We'll point the right toes, find our shin. We'll relax the foot and then kind of take some circles with the ankle and then wiggle in through the toes. We're going to cross that right ankle over our left thigh, coming in for the 4 square stretch. We'll pick up our left leg, use our right elbow against the right thigh, and enjoy a nice stretch through the hip. Good, we're going to release. We're going to uncross left hamstring, left heel comes up towards the ceiling. We draw our tailbone down. We flex the foot. We'll point the toes. We'll relax it and draw ankles with a circle. Wiggling through our toes. And we'll release, crossing that left ankle over the right thigh. When we're ready, 4 square stretch. Good, we're going to release. We're going to bring our left knee into the chest. We're going to straighten out our right leg flat on the floor, opening up hip and hip flexor. And then we're going to move into a relaxing twist by taking the right hand to grab the left knee, left arm out to the side. Slowly, that right arm will pull the left knee across the body and ease us into a gentle twist. We'll turn our head to the left and turn our left palm up. Relax our shoulders and help open up the chest. A couple of deep breaths here, letting it all go. On our next exhale, we'll bring the head back to neutral. Gently move that left knee back into the chest, rolling back onto our back. We're going to switch, so we'll bring the right knee into the chest. Then we'll straighten out that left leg, give it a pause as the hip opens. Left hand grabs the right knee, right arm out to the side. Left hand eases that right leg across the midline into our twist. Turn our head to the right, opening up our right palm. Enjoying a few deep breaths. We'll bring our head back to neutral. Gently bringing the right knee into the chest as we roll back onto our back. Bringing the left knee in to join it. Once again, we'll take a rock side to side or front to back. Releasing any tension left in the body. We're going to work our way up to all fours. We can do this by rolling over to our side and using our hands, or if we're using a front to back tuck and roll. When we roll up, tuck the chin tight to the chest so as not to pull on the neck. We'll turn ourselves over into all fours and come into a kneeling lunge, swinging our right leg around and out front. We'll shift the body weight forward to open up that left hip flexor and stretch out that left quadricep. If you'd like, you can flex that left foot and bend that left knee, getting a little deeper into the quadricep. We'll release, shift back some so that we can switch legs, taking the right leg behind, left foot coming up front. Again, option on that back leg. So releasing the stretch, we can use those toes, curling them under. We can kind of scooch the knee underneath the body so that we feel balanced and supported. Left heel, left hand, left thigh, rolling that right foot in to a wide squat where we can then slowly tuck round and roll up, allowing the head to come up last so that we don't get dizzy. Checking our footing so that we don't trip over anything. We'll find a relaxed stance. We'll take the fingertips, reach them down to the floor. We're creating length in our neck. Right ear pulls off to the side. And maybe we turn that chin down some to feel the stretch along the side of the neck. So bring the head back to center and gently move it over to the other side. Again, option to turn that chin slightly down. Head back into center. Turning, looking over the right shoulder. And left. And center. Big circle. Inhale, lift those ribs. Releasing, hands go on the hips. Hips go back. One vertebra at a time. We're tucking, rounding, and rolling ourselves up to standing. Finishing with a nice big shoulder roll. Thank you, ladies, for coming out and sharing your day with me.